Chapter 1. The Workshop. The air in the small village workshop is always thick with the scent of resin, dried cedar, and honest sweat. A young man stands over a rugged workbench. His hands, calloused and stained with the oils of the wood, move with deliberate, loving precision. He is a craftsman. As his plane slides across a rough plank of sycamore, a long, curling ribbon of wood peels away, falling softly to the dirt floor to join a pile of golden shavings. To him, nothing is wasted. Even the scraps have a destiny. A bitter farmer enters the workshop, dragging a broken, splintered ox yoke behind him. The farmer is furious, cursing the wood and his hard life, throwing the broken tool at the craftsman's feet to be burned as useless waste. The craftsman does not argue. He kneels, his fingers tracing the rough fracture in the timber. He explains that the wood did not fail because it was inherently bad, but because it was carrying a weight it was never shaped to bear. He offers to fashion a new one, a yoke that fits perfectly, making the burden light. For days, the farmer watches the craftsman work. The process is a communion with the material. The craftsman measures the necks of the oxen from memory, ensuring the curve is perfectly smooth so it will not chafe their skin. With every stroke of the chisel, curls of wood, the shavings of grace, fall to the floor. When finished, the yoke is a masterpiece of comfort. When the farmer offers his meager coins, the craftsman refuses payment, asking only that the farmer care for his beasts and remember that there is always a place to lay a heavy burden down. Chapter 2. The Collection of the Broken. The workshop grows quiet as the craftsman takes his work into the wider world. His method remains unchanged, yet instead of selecting the finest, straightest planks of society, the elite, the wealthy, or the flawless, he begins gathering the rough, knotted logs that the world has discarded. Among his companions are a volatile, impulsive fisherman full of rough edges, a tax collector stained by betrayal, and a broken woman fractured by darkness. To the surrounding world, these people are spiritual waste, fit only to be discarded. To the craftsman, they are the raw material for something beautiful. While resting by a lake at night, a campfire crackles, casting long shadows. The fisherman expresses deep frustration, feeling unworthy after a day of mistakes and arguments, comparing himself and the others to worthless scraps left on a workshop floor. The craftsman reaches into his pocket and pulls out a single, dried curl of cedar shaving saved from his bench. He explains that when a grand house is built, the world praises only the sturdy pillars, but the builder knows the cost of those pillars. The builder remembers every shaving that had to be cut away to make them straight. He holds up the delicate ribbon of wood, explaining that flaws are not a sign of worthlessness. Every time the chisel removes pride or smooths down anger, what falls to the ground is not proof of waste, but proof of the ongoing shaping process. Chapter 3. The Final Construction. The scene shifts to a chaotic city where a different kind of wood is prepared. It is not the sweet-smelling cedar or smooth sycamore of the village workshop, but a heavy, rough-hewn cross made of crude pine, splintered and stained with dirt. The heavy timber is laid onto the craftsman's lacerated back. As he walks up a hill, the splinters dig deep into his flesh, and blood drips onto the wood, soaking into its porous grain. The builder is broken by the very material he spent his life mastering. On the hill, he is nailed to the timber. The sound of the hammer echoes through the air, a sound he had made thousands of times in his own shop. This time, the nails pierce his hands to build a bridge between humanity and the divine. Hanging between heaven and earth, looking down at the broken lives gathered below, the craftsman releases his failing breath and cries out a single phrase meaning, "It is finished." It is the exact phrase a builder uses when a project is absolutely perfect, the debt is paid, the wood is shaped, and the masterpiece of redemption is complete. 3 days later, an empty stone tomb contains only folded burial clothes, arranged neatly like a craftsman tidying his bench at the end of a long day. The work continues in an unseen workshop, where the broken, knotted, and discarded pieces of humanity are gathered, smoothed by a chisel, and transformed into something new.